In this series, we will analyse teams, identify problem areas, and suggest solutions in the form of incoming players. We won't follow gossip, rumours or conjecture, we don't have inside information, and we're not considering the brand value of players, purely their on-field performance and their suitability for the team in question. Today's team is Tottenham Hotspur. Welcome to Sensible Transfers. Spurs are in a difficult position. For the last 5 years under Mauricio Pochettino, the team has arguably played to its capacity. However, that capacity is yet to earn the club a trophy. With the strict wage structure in place, Pochettino is prevented from chasing the world's most elite players, and with a squad that is delicately balanced, it's tough to see obvious areas in need of improvement. However, here's where we think Spurs could strengthen and improve without necessarily breaking the bank. We've looked for players under 27 who've racked up more than 800 minutes, so that there's a reasonable data set, and each player is either entering their peak or is still a prospect. When Moussa Dembélé left in 2018, Spurs lost a unique talent. Dembélé was highly proficient at carrying the ball, linking defence to attack and maintaining possession in tight areas. His replacement, Moussa Sissoko, has arguably performed above expectations in this role, but this area could be improved. There are several ways to break a press or unlock teams that sit compactly across the middle of the park. A team can pass through it, around it, or use a player with elite ball-carrying abilities to bypass the first opposition line, and this was Dembélé's value. His combination of dribbling and physicality allowed him to break an opposition press and transition Spurs into an attack from deep without relying solely on passing. This, in turn, meant that Spurs' attacking line could start on the front foot against a team scrabbling to cover. Spurs, therefore, should be looking for a player who has excellent dribbling skills, ideally aligned to a good physical presence. A player capable of playing progressive passes that find teammates in attacking positions, is also helpful. And it's also worth looking for a player with a sound defensive presence as well. Dembélé was often able to win back the ball and then immediately begin a transition from defence into attack with his passing and ball-carrying abilities. In 2017-18, he managed just over 4 dribbles per 90 at a success rate of 82%. He also made just over 3 interceptions per 90, and his creativity was shown by 11 final third passes per 90 with an accuracy of 92%. Although Dembélé was rarely the man supplying the second or third assist passes, he was crucial in build-up play. Spurs should be looking to replicate these aspects in a player, someone who can defend, carry and pass. In other words, a solid, defensively minded central midfielder but with above-average dribbling. A good all-round option is Lyon's Tanguy Ndombele. Ndombele's 4.6 dribbles per 90 completed 82% of the time is excellent. He also leads our list with 10.8 final third passes per 90 with 84% accuracy, but defensively he is the weakest of our list, and he could well be prohibitively expensive. Ismail Benacer, who was at Arsenal, is a solid alternative, although he's less physically imposing. His 3.45 dribbles per 90 at 81% success rate shows slightly less volume, but similar success to Dembélé, while his 8.8 successful defensive actions per 90 is excellent. He needs to improve his tackling, but his final third passes of 8.49 per 90 at 76% is good. He would be a lot less expensive too, though Empoli is more of a step up than Lyon. Agustin Almendra of Boca Juniors is only 19 but is already valued at around £15 million. He's managed 5.5 dribbles per 90 with a 73% success rate playing as a central or defensive midfielder, and his final third passes per 90 sits at 9.2 with a 74% accuracy. He looks a real prospect, although he's prone to rushing out of position to close down players. Nonetheless, his 9.83 successful defensive actions per 90 is the best of our 4 selected players, and with a disciplined coach, he would improve. There could well be work permit issues though, as Almendra is only an Argentina under-20 international and not yet fully capped. However, our pick for this role is Hoffenheim's Kerem Demirbay, who averages 5.43 dribbles per 90 with a 76% success rate, and who's weighed in with 0.47 goals and assists per 90. Defensively solid with 0.3 tackles at 43% and 4.6 interceptions per 90, he's also managed 8.7 final third passes per 90 with 73% accuracy. He's defensively in the middle of our list, but his overall output is excellent, and he'd probably cost half of what Ndombele would. He's also played under Julian Nagelsmann, which means that he's likely the most tactically flexible player on the list. Kieran Trippier has seemed like a weak link at times this season, and with Spurs looking to create overlaps out wide to create crossing opportunities, a dynamic fullback who can also play as a wingback is key. They need to be defensively solid, of course, but fullbacks who create good opportunities for Spurs on rushing midfielders and Harry Kane is important to ensuring that Pochettino's team can make and convert chances. For this, we've looked at deep completed crosses and passes, that is, crosses or passes that find their man within the danger area. We've also looked for players who are defensively capable and play for teams who look to push their fullbacks high. Our less expensive option comes from Ligue 1. Kenny Tete, the Netherlands international, apparently wants away from Lyon. His 0.24 assists per 90 is good, while he's managed 1.53 deep completed crosses per 90 and averages just over 4 crosses per 90 overall. He's defensively solid and athletic, winning 4.8 interceptions per 90. The more expensive option was one of last season's outstanding right-backs in Serie A. Manuel Lazzari, who won his first Italian cap in September, is a hugely dynamic fullback, averaging 8.3 dribbles per game with 70% success rate. He managed 2.76 deep crosses per 90 and also 0.24 assists per 90, with a high volume of crosses, over 7.5 per 90. He is less accurate though, and defensively he's less strong. Our pick, work permit permitting, is Fabricio Bustos of Independiente in Argentina. At 23, he's already the best right-back in the country's top tier, with 0.13 assists per 90. While he only managed 0.58 deep completed crosses per 90, he actually passes the ball into dangerous areas on the ground better than either of our other choices. He is brilliant at overlapping and drilling the ball into the 6-yard area. His deeper crosses are decent, but would benefit from a more dynamic forward trying to attack them. Significantly, he's by far the best defender of these three, with 1.5 tackles per 90 at 41% success rate and over 5 interceptions per 90. Physically strong and energetic, capable of consistently delivering the ball on the overlap into good scoring positions, and less likely to be caught out defensively, he could be a significant upgrade on Trippier for a reasonable price. Now, these two areas are not the only ones in which Tottenham may wish to strengthen. A backup for Kane and a possible replacement for Eriksen should he leave could also be important, but we feel that central midfield and right-back are the areas in which Spurs should look to invest. And here is what our team would look like. Cost-effective options who would improve the quality of the side overall and fit with how Spurs do business. These are sensible transfers.